as healthily and successfully. And so that's an issue that comes up a lot, and it's something we're focusing on here at Peyton to do better with for this year and going into the future years, like when you guys are seniors. And I would say another thing that we tend to see is students not knowing how to deal with relational conflict among peers. And so when things are happening or popping off, as some students say, on Twitter or this after school app or whatever, yes, we know about it, then all these anonymous posts, then what happens is students don't know how to deal with things face to face in a healthy way. And so that's another issue that gets reported here, where students are being bullied or experiencing some kind of shaming, or there's some incidents of racism. Those make it hard for students to focus in class.
Okay, which stressors have had the largest impact on students in your opinion?
Really, the things I just said.
Okay.
I mean, the largest stressors, I will say family issues at home, relational conflict at school or in your broader community, and academic performance, because you really struggle with knowing how to transition to different types of course loads depending on your school year and the types of support you were used to receiving at previous schools or previous courses.
How do you go about collecting your data on this topic in the Peyton community?
That's a great question. So a lot of the data I collect comes through surveys. I get data from your grades. There is a form that I made available to our teachers called the Student Referral Form, where if they are concerned about you in some way, they can submit that and it goes right to me, and then we immediately design and implement an intervention specific to that student. Also, just meeting with you all. I meet with students usually on Tuesdays. I pull you in for just checking in. I also work with students through an enrichment called We Are Peyton and another seminar through called Living Out Loud. Taylor loves it so much she signed up twice and then was in my class twice. TC and Dr. B hanging out WPCP. And so that's a song that Taylor wrote. I've been practicing. That's good. So I will say that there are many ways of collecting the data. And the part of it, too, is our students aren't so different than what you're going to find in the national population, specifically for high-achieving students. I think what makes us unique is that we're high-achieving students in an urban environment. And so a lot of the work we're doing, I feel like, is leading the way and helping people to better support high-achieving students in urban environments. So, yeah, there's lots of data that we get from your grades and performance in class, but also just from having a kind of informal focus group type interactions with you is helpful as well.
Okay. Would you say that the Peyton environment helps students cope with these stressors, or does it cause most of the stressors?
I wouldn't say it causes most of the stressors. I think every student is so unique and uniquely designed. And I would say that high achieving students, there are certain variables that tend to correlate highly. So the presence of depression, anxiety, stress levels being high. Part of that is you already were that way before you got here. I think in a lot of instances what I experience is that when students get here, the coping strategies that worked before, now the rigor of the experience has exceeded your ability to cope, and you haven't refined your skills, or your skills haven't necessarily matured as you're maturing. And so that's something we're trying to do better here, and I think we help. Here are some of the ways we help. Our seminars about emotional literacy, so it's helping you to really understand how to identify how you feel and how to express it in a healthy way. We provide a therapist here on campus outside of our social worker and psychologist, specifically for students that have financial need. And also she is available for students that are able to pay. And so it's been a great support for our students and their families. We also have offered mental health awareness opportunities during this month. Wear your green at, and I was wearing this plant earlier, which is green. Also outside of that, our social work and psychologists offer groups throughout the year in enrichments. And in addition to that, we have a number of mindfulness type enrichments. In fact, Coloring with Donald, check out Coloring with Donald. Donald Riddle is going to be leading an enrichment on coloring. I actually learned about the beauty of coloring, adult coloring books, and how it helps to reduce stress and anxiety. And so Donald and I connected because he has the same coloring books, and so he's going to be doing an enrichment. Check it out on Tuesdays. It's already full, I believe, at this point. So we're always figuring out ways to bolster what we offer. And then finally, our counseling department. They've made themselves available as much as they can to their students. They also provide different types of enrichments and supports for our students no matter what is going on, in addition to the things that you tend to go to them for college counseling, et cetera. They're there for our students to really help provide provide support and guidance through all your personal issues and family issues as well.
Okay.
So we do a lot.
If the stress is caused by academic triggers within Peyton, what skills could be learned to help students better manage their stress levels?
Great question. What? So one of the things that we want to start offering is a course called Slang 101. The best, just kidding. I'm going to the Beyonce concert tomorrow, so I'm trying to, But one of the things, so I just gave an example about coloring. So students need to learn how to identify their stress and manage the stress in ways that work for them. For some of our students, they need to be proactive in signing up for the physical activity enrichments. For others, it's going to be something like coloring, yoga, meditation. For others, it's going to be signing up for a seminar such as Living Out Loud. Sign up next semester. So first of all, the first thing is we need to help normalize the fact that you have needs. I think the biggest challenge I find with students is that they're not even students, with adults too, we're really bad at first acknowledging that we have needs. And so to the extent that we can normalize need within our culture or within our Peyton community, then students are going to be more likely to take advantage of the supports that we make available, and students will be proactive in helping us to better identify better ways to help you manage your needs. So for instance, Donald and I connected on the adult coloring books, and now he is a student that is leading this enrichment. If he hadn't kind of said or echoed saying, yeah, I think this is great, I totally see the benefit, and there's actually research that also backs this up, we may not have had this enrichment. And there are other things that students do. Dance, there's things you have to figure out that work for you, and then you need to be disciplined in engaging them. For me, it's working out. Working out in the morning is really helpful for me reducing my stress, because y'all be stressing me out. Keeping it real.